Hi, my name is Ellie, and in this video, I will be explaining how to figure out if a word is a palindrome or not. To begin with, a palindrome is a word, verse, or sentence or a number that reads the same backward or forward, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And examples are race car, kayak, madam, 1991, 1881, 121, and more. So we will begin by creating a string variable named word, and this will store the word that we want to check whether it is a palindrome or not. And next, we will create a string array called str1, which will store each letter as one separate element. For example, our word race car has 7 letters. So str1 will be a string array with 7 elements, each containing 1 letter. Next, we will create an integer variable named check. And 1 will be just its initial assignment. And this temporary variable will be used to store the status of the word, if it is a palindrome or not. And the use of this variable will be more clear once we use it later on in the code. Now we create a for loop in which I starts from 0 and increments by 1 until half of the length of str1, less than half of the length of str1. And this is because we only need to check the first half of the word or iterate through first half of the word to figure out whether it is a palindrome or not. And now we need an if statement in this for loop, and we need to check if the first letter equals to the last letter, if the second letter equals to the second to last letter, and if the third letter equals to the third to last letter, and if the fourth letter equals to the fourth to the last letter. And the if statement that will successfully carry out this task is this. If str1, which I is iterating, the I is incrementing through, equals str1, and index number will be str1's length minus I plus 1. The reason why it's I plus 1 is because I'll give an example. So if I equals to 0, stri would be R. And here, str1 dot length is 7. So 7 minus 0 plus 1, which is 1. So 7 minus 1 equals 6. So the sixth letter of this string array would be 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be the last element of the array. That is why we do I plus 1. And if this statement is false, here we can see the exclamation mark, we will assign -1 to the check variable and we will break. We will leave the for loop because once we know that even one letter does not equal to its conjugate letter, we know that it is not a palindrome and there is no point in iterating through the whole for loop. That's why we are breaking here. And since the status of the word is stored in check, we will create another if statement. So if check equals to -1, we will print that word is not a palindrome, and else we'll print word is a palindrome. So let's see if this code works for our example, race car. Race car is a palindrome, so that was successful. And let's try changing race car to kayak. Kayak is a palindrome. And for numbers, 1991 is a palindrome. If we try something that is not a palindrome, ABCD is not a palindrome. And with numbers again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not a palindrome. So here we know that the code has successfully done its task. And this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.